Hello there and welcome to the Star Wars Showcase YouTube channel, where this time around, we're going to be taking a look at how to build out a custom Black Series Admiral Pellaeon. So for those unfamiliar, Admiral Pellaeon first made his appearance in the Heir to the Empire novel series by Timothy Zahn, where he served as the right-hand man of Grand Admiral Thrawn. And the character, as it continued to be expanded on over the years, appeared more and more often in different comics and different books and other kinds of media to kind of expand out this post-Return of the Jedi universe. And Pellaeon's defining quality was he was kind of the soldier's soldier. He was incorruptible. He was the guy to follow orders, but to do right by his troops. And this character has always been one of my favorite kind of in the background sorts, who is perpetually over a course of like 50 years portrayed as this old man, but goes all the way from being like a junior officer in the Clone Wars all the way to being the leader of the Galactic Empire, as well as in the further off legacy continuity, having one of the Star Destroyers named after him. And thankfully for any Pellaeon fans out there, making a custom Black Series figure for him is actually relatively straightforward. So here's my take on the figure with that signature white mustache, as well as really just your basic Imperial body. And so in terms of acquiring the different parts, as well as the painting for this project, this one's going to be, again, on the more easy and inexpensive side. For me, I use the head sculpt from the recent release of this Imperial Officer Dark Times figure. He's already got the hat molded onto his head, as well as the mustache and kind of the sideburns. And so for painting up that head sculpt, all you'll need is a tiny bit of white paint. I think I did about 3 layers of thin paint just to get that coverage, and then also painted up the hat to match the rest of his uniform. And all you'll need for that is a nice mix of kind of a dark gray as well as an olive green. And so I recommend just kind of mixing, playing with that, and then comparing against the officer body until you find that right shade. If you're looking for cheaper alternatives, there are a lot of other options out there for you. As you could definitely find like a Marvel Legends, maybe Thunderbolt Ross, or maybe an old man Hawkeye. The nice thing about Pellaeon is he's just an old guy with a mustache. So if you can find anything that's roughly along those lines, it'll definitely be a good fit. And then for your Imperial Officer body, I like to use these Admiral Pellaeon releases from a couple of years back. You can still find them pretty much on the cheaper side, and they come with both a blaster as well as an extra Imperial Officer's hat. So if you do end up going with an alternate head sculpt, unlike the Dark Times release, you'll have that extra hat that you can pop on there as well. So here's some more B-roll footage of my completed figure here. Again, once you have that head sculpt in place, you just got to pop it onto that Imperial Officer body, and boom, you've got yourself a brand new ranking Admiral. For those who are using the Dark Times Officer head, you can see here it fits a little bit loosely. I just kind of left it as is for the time being, but if you're looking to secure things a little bit more, again, just a spot of putty or some hot glue and Vaseline will secure that up in place. That's really all it takes to put one of these together, and that's kind of what's fun about these trooper or officer builds, is it's relatively easy, but having a couple of these guys in the backdrop of your Emperor with his royal guards or your, command bridge scenes really adds some nice depth to things. So let me know your thoughts here. If this is a project that you'll be looking into, if you've got ideas for other Imperial officers to put together. I do know that Pellaeon is starting to make more appearances within the canon continuity, both with a name drop in Star Wars Rebels, as well as some appearances in the Thrawn books. And so, I mean, fingers crossed with Thrawn coming back as part of different TV shows, we might get Pellaeon in the background there for a live-action appearance. So definitely hoping and holding out for that. And until we get, a definitive release from Hasbro themselves, I think this is a fun and easy custom that you can put together. So Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You got any tips, tricks, suggestions? I would love to see those.